Episode 37 of Couple Goals, and today's an exciting day because we have a couple of special guests. Billie-Jo and Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We were just, Kyle and I have already kicked it off with a virtual high five because I nailed his last name. We were reading it and we were like, just asked it, and I was like, I'm going to nail it. It's Skalicky.
Nobody ever gets
Yeah, Billie-Jo Porter and Kyle Skalicky.
I reckon it's...
Sorry, very
anyway,
unofficial.
That was an exciting moment for me. So here we are.
God, Lucky, you're really dumbing yourself down.
Do you ever have these moments where you read people's names and you're like, I don't want to say it wrong because
you don't want to offend
and
anyone.
you're from Canada, aren't you,
yeah.
Kyle? Yeah, and look, I sound like an Aussie bogan, so I always mess people's names up. And then, you know, Canadians and American accents are all different. People call me Lachey from over in the States.
Yeah.
And I roll with that.
Like
That's fine.
Lucky, Lachey,
Anyway,
Lachlin.
we've already gone on a tangent. But welcome, guys.
Oh, thanks for having us, Lachey. It's great to be on the show.
I love how you're counting your little wins as well. It's all about all the little wins.
100%.
That's how you build confidence. Stack those little wins up.
Absolutely. So we've just seen a little Instagram video of you guys, and you've just started working together musically. Is this a new thing? Like, what's been happening?
Yeah, it's new.
Well, it is and it isn't. Like,
So-
a long time ago, Kyle played guitar for a little bit, and then kind of at the start of our relationship, he stopped. And then he decided a couple of years ago that he wanted to learn piano. And I'm like, yes. So I got a piano straight away to him for his birthday. Yeah. And
you can call me a COVID.
That's what I want. I want to train Lockie up to play something because it's just like so convenient to have someone in a house who can do something for you. Besides talk your ear off.
Look, I was reading when you were saying that you picked it up like 2 years ago or something, and then I was having a roll through your Instagram and you just played a show on the weekend. I was like, far out, this dude learns quickly.
Yeah.
Like 2 years and he's already on stage. Like I'd be shitting bricks.
Oh, I was.
No, you did.
I was pretty nervous. I was nervous. I was definitely very, very incredibly nervous.
He's been playing at least 10 minutes a day for the 2 years, and like obviously days that goes longer, and getting on the live stream every Thursday night, and I got him the chord charts and showed him how to read them, and it's just like baptism by fire. Like I brought him in on a couple of like local shows, and then I was going to this festival, and I was gonna ask him, but I thought, this might be, you know, a bit much. But he said, maybe I'll bring the piano and play, and I'm like, yeah, you will. Let's do it.
Yeah, straight into the deep end. Good job.
What was it like for you guys, obviously as a couple as well? How was it playing that show together?
I loved it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, awesome.
It was, I feel like it was really special because, you know, when you're on stage and like there's a big moment happening, if I was just playing solo or with a band, like I would enjoy that moment and maybe have a short debrief after it if there was a band, and then that moment would go. But I don't know, for the whole night I'm like, Kyle, how mad was that? What about when you did this? What about when you did that? And I busted a string and you were there to
fill the dead air.
Yeah.
Experience that.
It was so good.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a whole new experience together.
Sorry, what were you saying, Amy?
Oh, sorry, we cancelled each other out. But a whole new experience together. It's different when you have a supporter in the crowd to actually being on stage and like experiencing it in live, like real time. And as you said, then you get to debrief together. It's really exciting. So Lucky, we'll start getting those chord charts out.
Yeah.
I can't read a book, let alone
What would
music.
you say, Lockie,
Come on.
if you could?
Probably the guitar or the triangle. Triangle seems pretty up my... No, I play the guitar. I'm doing guitar lessons, but I don't really have the desire to be on stage. I'm pretty happy side of stage, just filming.
For now, you'll be up there.
Yeah, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I really hope that Lockie takes up his filming, I don't know, some filming lessons or something, so he can be my full-time videographer, because that would be super helpful as well.
For who? Yeah, fair income.
And then when you go for a run, I'll drive and film you.
Cool. All right, back to you guys. I feel like we're going to get into like a debate here.
A full-blown fight.
So let's go back. How did...
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is, man. I feel used and abused. So how did you guys meet?
Well, I was riding to snowboarding back in the day, and I used to do back-to-back seasons and be a snowboard instructor for a while. And I got a visa for Canada and then hit the Canadian slopes at a ski resort in the neighbouring town. And then in the summer, I got a van, and my friend and I were planning to go busking right the way across Canada. And then we realised that it gets really cold in some parts of Canada. You have to plug your car in at night. So that kind of fell through. But as we were driving around looking for the next ski resort town, we hit Revelstoke, BC, and it was just such a beautiful spot. And I just remember when I was driving in there, I thought, man, this is a magic place. Like anything could happen here. And that very night, met Kyle.
Oh.
The night or the snowboarder in shining armor rolled through. Or
Yeah, she just picked the right pub to have a pint at, eh?
Yeah, the scariest pub in town.
It was the dive bar that had 25-cent highballs, and we'd just finished our chicken wing night, and there she was, my princess on the bar stool with a headband, bandana. And I had been wearing bandanas, and I thought it was so cool. And because it's such a small town, I was just like, girls, let's go talk to him. And no one wanted to go talk to him. And then I was like, I'm going. And then I walked up, and I think my pickup line was, you wear bandanas? I wear bandanas too.
I love that. Well, obviously it worked.
I was getting some sideways glances for a while. But
who's this bloody piece of work?
This joker with a bandana.
Yeah, were you wearing a bandana at the same time?
I wasn't that night, no, but I did. I was a big bandana person, and I was just like, oh, you're from Australia? I just traveled there. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was a good night.
Oh, wow. And how long did you stay in Canada?
Well, when I first got my visa, it was 1 year visas and that was it. But then they changed the rules so you could just keep getting visas. So I ended up sticking around because of Kyle. I was there for like 7 years or something like that.
Wow.
Wow, 7 years. And when did you guys arrive back in Australia?
2013 in November.
Yeah. And what made you make the move, Kyle?
All her.
That's got to be an
Her,
obvious.
yeah.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, right. You wanted. I feel like he was just like hooking up with me to get a visa.
Yeah.
Well, work. I mean, wasn't the only reason, though.
There's a cherry on top.
We spent years there, and then I don't know. We had to make that final decision. You know, what part of the world are we going to live on? We want to do this thing for the rest of our lives. We want to be together. We're not going to be able to do it like you living there and me living here. And we talked about the snow and how we both hated working in it, but like playing in it. And we're like, well, there's no snow in Australia, and that was sort of it.
You wanted to surf as well.
Yeah, surfing's good. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Because do you guys live in Coffs Harbour now?
Yeah,
Where are you
Coffs
guys living
Harbour.
now? Yeah, epic. So you get to surf a bit.
Yeah. There's great waves no matter what way the wind's kind of blowing. Yeah, it's good.
Is that where Melanie Dyer and Jackson are? Are they Coffs?
No,
I think
Newcastle,
Port
right?
Macquarie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I feel like it's down south of Brisbane anyway. There's a few places down south.
Yeah, it's not Brisbane, so we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
It's so funny because we met in Tamworth, and I met everyone. I'm new to the country scene essentially, so I've just met everyone in Tamworth, and I just cannot get a grip on like where everyone's from because I'm just like, see you next year, you know? And then we all just end up in this magical place once a year. But yeah, it's been awesome, like just meeting so many new people and getting to know everyone, yourself included. But yeah, I wanted to find out a bit more about you, Billie-Jo, and how long you've been playing music, what were your early inspirations, and how you got to this point.
Well,
Like
starting
lots
with
of
the big
questions in there,
questions.
but yeah, how did it all begin?
Well, I went to a school where we did a lot of choir and Stedfords in primary school, and so I really loved singing and being part of that. And then I kind of put it down when I went to high school, just because I don't know, when you go to a new school, a lot of my friends went to different schools, so I was kind of just like, I don't know, nervous to shine. You know, in terms of singing, when you go to a new school, you're just trying to like fit in and be cool, and nobody else was doing that. So I put it down for ages until I moved from Corindi, which is just outside of Tamworth, to Tamworth, and I started working at a pub called the Tamworth Hotel, and my friend Rachel Kennedy was playing guitar and singing and, you know, doing like Shania Twain covers and stuff like that. And I just thought, man, this is so good. And, she wrangled me in to get a bass guitar. So suddenly I'm just like playing bass at all of her gigs. And if I got on when it was way too early, and if I couldn't figure out the song, I'd just turn the bass down and just like bob along.
Yeah.
That is genius.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I might do
Lockie?
that. Yeah, I'm
totally.
on.
Anyone can do it. So, and then I just started, I really wanted to sing, and I felt like I needed to have an instrument to sing. So I started playing guitar, and then just started songwriting, where I really love doing that.
When was that? What year did you start songwriting?
I'm going to say that I was in a car park in Walmart in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I was about to go.
Inspirational.
Standard place for you.
100%. I just left Australia, like, you know, say goodbye to everyone. I'm going traveling around the world, and I'd hit the slopes in Salt Lake City, Snowbird, and then was saying goodbye to all those people. I was alone in the rental car in that car park, and then I just started I was wasting time, and I just started like singing this song and like all these words, and then there was my first song. And when Rach came over to Canada, because she kind of came over for a little while, I'm like, oh, I've got this song. Do you reckon you can like figure out how to play it on guitar? And so she played it on guitar, and suddenly there was a song, and I was hooked. I was like, right, we're doing this. I've done it. Let's do more.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like Elton John and what's his? Oh no, that was the other way.
But
anyway,
no, I know who you're talking about.
Is it
What's
Bernie?
his name?
Or
I think so. I don't know.
I have no idea.
How sad, but like also he's probably happy being behind the scenes. Like equally legendary.
Well,
but no one knows his name.
I find musicians so incredible. The fact that you can either write a song in general, because I can't do that at all, and then just putting music to that, like the melody and stuff to it, is fascinating. Or vice versa, having a melody and writing to it. It's
really true. How do you songwrite, Billy? Do you do the melody first, or do you get on the guitar first?
I remember Googling it.
Yes, I love it.
Back in the day, because it's one of those like age-old questions, like how does it come? But I really find that I've just got to have my little antenna up all the time. I've got a book that I carry around, like notes. If I hear something interesting, someone say something cool, or an idea sparked from something that I see or hear in the world. And then, so I have those all written down in my little back pocket. And then, it'll come either way. I might start playing my guitar and then start singing something, or like I'll be in the car park in Walmart and start like singing the words. It's all at once. I don't know. You just got to be like open to make it happen whenever it's ready. And then sometimes when there's no inspiration, I'll like always organize a co-write. So then you're forced to sit down and have that space and like make a song. Whereas like if I don't make time for it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, actually I was saying that this morning on an interview. Someone was asking me about my songwriting. I definitely have to make time for it. Otherwise, I am like you, where I get all of these inspirational ideas and I write them down in my notes or voice memos, and then that always helps to come back to later. But you have to really make time to like sit down and carve out some songwriting time, or I do, because otherwise you just keep getting those ideas and they go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you're doing, of course, a co-write. I really struggle to make the time because, you know, there's a lot going on, and I'm sure you're the same. Like life gets really busy and you forget that actually your job is to write a song. So yeah, I've tried to carve out a little bit more time more often to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's interesting how like people all have a similar process with it. But yeah, it's not till you get alone time and got a bit of space that you can kind of make it all happen.
What about, so Kyle, just quickly, do you songwrite? Because you've taught yourself the piano. I'm sure you're probably dabbling in Google writing as well now.
I've can have a strong opinion. So like if she'll run a song by me, I'll be like, nah, you should change it to that. And 90% of the time she's like, no, I'm leaving it. And then sometimes she's like, oh, that's beautiful. All right, I'll use that. And then she'll put it in the song. And then I'm like, I'll put it in quotations, a songwriter, because I don't feel like I put in that much sort of effort. But we've had a couple sessions with other friends, and they're very fun sessions because it's just like nobody's wrong. It's a very positive sort of environment, and a lot of fun. So there's a couple songs that I would like to see happen more.
He's a songwriter, definitely.
Yep.
You know, you just got to claim it. You've written a bunch of songs now.
I'm in.
What about you, Lockie?
So, no way. I'd love to, but I probably after this I'll Google how to do it because
we should do a
didn't even think about that. But it's interesting for me because Kyle, you run a plumbing company as well, don't you? Yeah. So for me, I come from a carpentry background and then a sporting background. So for me, I've always been like, no, I don't have a musical bone in my body. But you've obviously just blown that out of the water. That's bullshit, I'm telling myself. So how do you, for you going from, I guess, carpentry and all that sort of stuff and get into the music, was it hard to do?
10 minutes a day. Can do anything you set your mind to. Goals, write them down, put them on the wall so you see them every day. Super important.
I like that. Simple and to the point. All right, well, I'm going to do it. I'm just like, where's my guitar?
Have you done your 10 minutes today? You're pretty good at practicing.
I'll help hold
practice.
you.
Yeah, but okay. Well, I'm nervous about that. It's like I'm learning so many things. I've got a business and then I'm learning French and then guitar. I'm like, there's too many moving pieces. Plus, I just want to chill.
But Lockie is the least chill guy ever. He does not chill ever. So when's the last time you actually chilled?
Recently, at some point.
I'm the master of chill, so I'm going to make you chill.
10 minutes. Practice getting bored for 10 minutes, Lockie.
Yeah. All right. Done.
Another thing to learn.
Let's see how it goes. But let's talk about, so Kyle, and we'll go back to, obviously you guys met that night. I want to hear more about what happened then, but just quickly while we're on the topic of careers and all of that sort of stuff, Kyle, when you moved over here, what got you obviously to want to start your own business? You're running a very successful business down in Coffs now as well. So can you talk us through that journey?
Just working for someone like most people do. And then just one day something just clicked in my head and I was like, it just literally switch went off. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to work for myself. And I called my boss at that moment and I was like, we need to have a meeting. We had the meeting and I told him that. I'm like, I'm going to do this by myself. And he said, okay. He actually supported me. And that was like the start of it. So it wasn't like a big buildup and it wasn't something that I always wanted to do. It just happened. And it just like in a moment, it was just like the penny dropped, and that was it. It was, kind of a strange, I've never really actually thought about it until right now. And I'm like, oh, wow, it did actually happen that way. That's crazy.
There was a build up as well, though. There was like a succession of, Kyle had a really great boss in his dad when he was in Canada. And so he was able to be like, Dad, I can't come in. I'm going rock climbing. Or
he was a good boss.
Had a mad boss. And then he came to Australia.
Thanks,
and
Dad.
had a challenging boss. And it was very stressful for him with one company. And then he swapped to another company that had a really good culture and values and vibes, but he also wanted to go back to Canada for a big chunk of time. And there wasn't a lot of opportunities to take like long holidays and kind of have ownership over your own like working lifestyle when you're full-time for somebody else. And so I think all these things were stacking up to the point where one day.
Yeah, but the problem with that is and everyone, well, maybe they'll tell you, is that when you open your own business, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have all this free time and all I'm going to do is surf and just work like 10 hours a week. This is going to be great. and then you do it and you're working actually like 80 hours a week and you don't have
Yeah, there's no switch off.
exactly.
Zero, yeah.
And because it's your business, it's your baby, you're like so committed and you just don't want to miss out on any opportunities or pass up on anything. So I feel you there as well. But good on you. You made the switch and no doubt it is giving you some flexibility, even if you are working behind the scenes. Yeah. Awesome. And Billie-Jo, I heard that you help out as well in the business. Is it true? Are the rumors true?
Yeah, I do. Well, I've had a few different roles in the business. I was the payroll person, and I was instrumental in choosing the name at the start. Yeah. I'll take that little. I'll toot my. But some of the fun things for us to hang out when Carl first started, there would be a lot of weekend call outs. So I'd go help him do whatever, put in a hot water system.
Apprentice.
Yeah, I like that.
The other day I was on a roof helping with the roof. So
that's epic.
Yeah, just get into it and have a good time.
That's so good. Love it. Let's go back to obviously when you first met in that pub all those years ago. What happened next? What was the journey? Didn't you have like a wild 9-month adventure, like road tripping?
Oh yeah, I've had a few of those. Few good trips for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the one you're probably thinking of is when our friends were going rock climbing down in the US, and I'm like, I'm going, Kyle. And Kyle was working away at the time on a mine site or something. And he's like, all right, I'm coming. So we drove down, it was like 2 days straight of driving, sleeping in car parks and stuff till we got down to the, I think it was Yosemite.
We started in Calgary, Alberta. I had an emergency passport because mine had been stolen in Indonesia. So I had to get a new one sorted. So we started in Calgary, and then from there it was 2 or 3 days straight drive to Yosemite. Yeah.
Yeah. That's and then we just went rock climbing and camping and just like eating fried chicken.
The term is called
supermarket.
Dirt bagging it.
Yep.
We were dirt bagging it. It was
in a little hatchback with a tent. And we just we were initially going for 2 weeks, and then Kyle rang up his boss and he's like,
we were in California at that time. It was warm.
So it wasn't your dad. You weren't like, hi, Dad, I'm not coming back.
Sorry.
Not coming back.
Not coming back. That's it.
So, yeah, we ended up being gone for ages, just, driving around and rock climbing. And then we ended up in Central America. And, it was good. Got a lot of mileage out of that trip in terms of, like, just having experiences and learning about ourselves and, some cool songs.
Met some cool people.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Got snowed on in the snow.
What was one of the highlights from that trip, one that stands out for you both?
Mine was probably Guatemala was pretty good, eh? That was a cool spot, yeah. And just for like Latino vibes and learning Spanish.
Yeah.
And Tombstone, Arizona was a really cool spot.
Yeah, that was a highlight. Yeah. We had New Year's Eve in Tombstone, Arizona, and like you've probably seen it on the movies or whatever. There's just old school bars, and people were dressed up like back in the olden days, and people were getting around with their guns
with real 6 shooters on their hips.
That's awesome.
So good.
So funny. In my head, I like way back, I thought that's what Nashville would be in my head. You know, when you say Nashville and you're like, oh yeah, it's just a country town. And then you go there and it's like, I just had this like stereotypical image in my head. And you're like, oh wait, this is kind of like Brisbane.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Yeah, but it's cool that those places do exist. And you're like, wow, like I'm really somewhere else. Oh, wow. And what did you get up to? Like a New Year's Eve party or anything crazy?
Well, again, we were camping in our tent, and it was like winter by that point. So it was like lightly snowing when we set up the tent. And then we had met some other friends, other rock climbers that came along. And, we just rolled up the street, and then there's people like tipping their hat to us. And we went to Billy the Kid show.
Yeah.
They have like live reenactments of like gunfights and the pubs were just packed with people enjoying New Year's, and we just bar hopped the whole way around. Should have dressed up.
Fuck, that's
Let's
so
just
good.
say some biscuits and gravy were required the next day.
Yep.
Definitely. Biscuits and gravy.
Been there.
Delicious. What so from all those experiences, like you guys living in a camper van, or not even a camper van, but the car, and having all those experiences, going to Yosemite and all those points, how has that influenced your music now, Billie-Jo?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, all the experiences that you have through your life kind of, I guess, roll into songwriting, especially for me. Like, I learnt a lot about myself, and realizing that I really need to make sure that I do the things that I love, that bring me joy, in order to, like, have a really good mindset, and also speak my mind and say what I need to say and do what I need to do at the time. Because there was a point where Carl wanted to continue rock climbing in the middle of winter when our tent had been just like covered in inches of snow, and we were both like sick because we're just outside all the time. I'm like, this is it. I'm done with rock climbing. We're going to Central America.
Alert from
I'm learning
Calamba.
Spanish.
Guitar lesson.
I'm learning Spanish.
Oh,
Out of here. I was like, started looking up rock climbing spots in Mexico. I'm like, forget it. That's it. I'm like,
She drew.
Carl's like a naughty little boy who won't come inside once it's gone dark. And do you still rock climb? Is there anywhere in Coffs that you can rock climb?
There is, but we don't do it as much anymore. We just went like super into it and super hard at it for a while, to the point where Kyle was like getting
I've lost my rock climbing partner.
He was getting sore arms. And I was just like, I'd had a gut.
Last time we went back,
just literally turning into a bear.
Yeah, so now it's surfing and playing music instead.
It's a good trade.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
Those dudes who, what's that? Is it Uprising or whatever that rock climbing doco is? Have you seen that, where the guy climbs the peak at Yosemite?
The free climber.
It's free solo.
He does I think 3 different walls in 24 hours. Yeah, great.
Yeah, that is insane.
No, look, my hands are going sweaty just thinking about it.
When you're actually there looking at that, it's unfathomable. That wall is huge and scary, and you're like, wow, like he's done just 3 of them.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that is impressive.
And especially, hold on, I've written down here, because we'll dive into pet peeves in a second, but the secret sauce to your relationship, you've given us some key points here, and I love them all. But you've got, do you want to list them off, or you want me to list them off? Yeah. So we got best friends, obviously. That's a key tick. Got a bit of laughter. You guys have done plenty of that today. Compromising.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle had to compromise the rock climbing.
That's a big one. Got to do that.
Gratefulness. Thank yous. Joint hobbies, and doing things that bring each other joy. Yeah.
I would have said all those. Yeah.
Would have you?
Yeah. Those. I'm like, I had in my mind. I'm like, yeah. Saying thank you. That's important. Being grateful. That's important. You just like listed them, and I'm like, wow, so good.
I was inside your mind. So talk us through that list. How did you recognize it was important for you guys within your relationship? Did I cut out that? Or?
Look, we've been working at it a really long time, and through like learning about ourselves and like listening to other personal development and growth things, we've kind of onboarded a lot of these things that we've been working on. So the thank yous, I think, are really important, especially for just household tasks,
for the little things.
Like I did the washing. Carl will be like, oh,
thank you for doing the washing.
And I'll like point it out, and he'll be like, thank you. And he'll point something out, and I'll be like, thanks for that. Or if I notice he's done something good, I'm like, thanks for putting away all that junk in big piles in the living room.
Yeah, but it is important because little things like that can really get taken for granted, especially the washing and just like little cleaning up things.
Mm,
So yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
It's a good one. We should implement that more.
definitely. I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
if thanks,
What
ask
about
for it, you know what I mean? Like, don't wait around for things to come. Just be
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, "Oh, so what do you think about how I did all that?" "Oh, good. Thank you."
Yeah, that's true. It stops resentment from building up,
Definitely,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
What about the compromise piece? I think this is a important one a lot of people maybe neglect in their relationships. How did that come about for you, and sort of where are your boundaries with that?
I'm gonna say that I'm pretty easygoing. Like I'll go with the flow most of the time, but I've learnt, especially in that trip in um, down from Canada through the US, that I decided like, nah, I've had enough of this. I've got to make a change here. And then, although Kyle like is pretty stuck on what he wants to do, he made that compromise. And I think that yeah, all of those things could like moments could change a relationship, but if you're not willing to like work with somebody else, it also could break a relationship. So it's really important to do that. Do you have a compromise moment where
Good
you've
point.
No, yeah, it's pretty much sums it up. It's
there
good.
you
That was
go.
really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, before we get on to pet peeves, I wanted to ask you about your new album and your new single. Tell us about all of that. Yeah, congratulations. So, the new single Upside is out now. And what's the song
Thank
about?
you. Yes, Upside is a song I wrote with my friend Kylie Gale, and it's really, I guess now that we're talking about it, drawing on those lessons that I've learnt the way through, how life can take you in all sorts of different directions that you never expected, or things can happen that are really bad or no good, or just life stuff, grief and loss, and all those sorts of things can really just toss you around in your everyday experience. And one thing I've really learnt from my studies and also in the live streams is that it's really important to do those things that make you feel alive, that you really enjoy, whether it's as simple as catching up with some friends for a cup of coffee, or whether it's having a podcast with your significant other, or playing music at a festival, or whatever it is, just hunting down those things that are going to make you happy, big or little, and that'll help you get through the upside down. So help you find the upside in the upside down.
Yeah, that's a great sentiment. I love it.
That's so good.
And how long did it take you to get this album finished? Because I'm working on an album at the moment and it's just like, it's taking a while. Like, I started in 2019 writing and it's just still not out and it's 2023. It's a long process. So, how long did it take you?
Definitely. Oh, look, I've just been collecting songs ever since that moment in Walmart car park. And,
So
Mhm.
good.
and yeah, so I feel like I've been writing for this my whole life, probably. I guess the first album, like I've just taken everything that I've written and squeezed it down into 12 songs. So from writing the songs to plucking up the courage to decide that I wanted to make an album, to like booking that time in with Shane Nicholson, who produced it, and making all that happen it's taken years. And then we did that, we recorded a lot of it back in 2020, so I've just been putting out singles at a time. And I've really had to be patient through the process in order to kind of give the album the best opportunity to be like digested and heard by everyone. So it is really exciting to be at this point where the album's just dropped and all those songs are out there, and I've got some great cover art from Dan Stanley Designs, and all of the pieces of the puzzle are just falling in together for it, and it's been really fun. It's also been fun having Kyle in a lot of the film clips.
Those are fun. Those are really
Yep. Lockie's been in a film clip.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I'm going to have to watch them.
Yeah, we didn't see the film clip, but we'll watch it after this. But congratulations on that. It's really, really exciting. I can feel the excitement building, for my own project. And yeah, just it's really, yeah, nice to see someone who's done it and has done the work.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot to
congratulations.
do. What about you? When do you hope to have everything happening?
I don't know. Like I've got a lot of the songs written, but then I keep writing new songs. I'm like, oh, maybe that's going to be better than that one. And but I'm pretty much, I've got a bit of a short list going on, and I want to go and record them. I've got the demos, but I want to record them with Lindsay Rhymes, who's in Nashville. So trying to work out how I'm going to do that, and whether I do it remotely or whether I take a trip over there will be something I need to weigh up. But yeah, that's my plan anyway. So still, it might be another year off, but as you just said, like you want to get it right. You don't want to put out a substandard product or something that you're just not completely happy with. So I'm willing to take the time.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it is. But until then, I'll just keep releasing singles. I've got a few up my sleeve ready to go, and we'll see where it leads.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like you can, I guess, record the whole album all at once, or you can go single by single, and then collate it on an album. I don't think there's a wrong answer for however it happens.
Yeah, that's right.
There's plenty of people to consume the music anyway. It's like now with Spotify, people are just loving music like nonstop. So just put more music out.
That's right. I think that's the secret these days, is just to keep writing and releasing. Just because people just consume it and then they're on to the next thing. It's really fast paced, but it makes you a better songwriter, I think.
Definitely.
I got a question for you guys. Do you guys listen to albums the old school way, where you'll just, for example, if an artist drops an album, you'll just get the album and listen to it from song 1 to song 12 right through? Do you do that anymore?
Yeah, I just did that to that Steven Wilson Jr. album. That's great. Or maybe it's just this whole everything he's got. But right through. It's good.
Top to bottom. Yeah, if I get if I get stuck on an artist and they release something, I'll sit there and listen to the whole thing. But then, if someone's like,
there's always gems in there. There's always little gems.
100% little ones there.
Put out the singles.
And you'd hope that someone.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you'd hope that someone would do the same for you and listen. You need them to listen to the whole album. So, but there's nothing better. Like I really like to sit down with a glass of wine or whatever and listen to the album. Like take that time rather than. I just don't like listening to it in the car, because then you're getting out and you're missing the whole artwork.
There's a bit of theme with it.
Yeah.
I'm always intrigued now because people. Sorry. Yeah, because people quite often with Spotify, they don't even know who the hell they're listening to. They're just like, cool song, next. So then I did it the other week with an album. It's the first time I've done it in ages, and it was awesome. Like just bottle of scotch, tunes, and just chilled out there for like 90 minutes.
I like the way you guys listen to music. That is awesome.
Yeah, we'll do it at Tamworth next year. When we're all there, we'll get a bottle of scotch and
listen to an album.
We'll all bring an album each. We'll be there for 6 hours. A little lock in.
We smash. We won't remember it by the end of it.
It'll be fun.
But I'm in. Count me in.
That might be like, because people are getting right back into the albums as well now. The records. So that's kind of experience that I can imagine if you had a record played.
I bought a record player for Amy as a gift, but then when I got it, it turned out it had to be attached to like Bluetooth speakers and stuff. I was like,
Lockie got the turntable, but not the speakers. So
how's a rookie supposed to know? You look at the image and you're like, that's the one. You can put something on
that. The effort was there.
Yeah, and then I didn't even get to listen to it. But anyway.
And now it's sitting in storage.
Yeah, bugger. Sad. Oh, well. But let's hit the pet peeve section. Can you hit the red button? Yeah, that one. Oh, it wasn't even that loud.
Okay, once
more. Go again. Still not that
quiet.
loud. Oh, no, that's why. I told you, under our waist here, it is just like ducks.
Chaos.
Hanging on for dear life. So we got to
I love the segment noise.
At least you got the Yeah, we always say it's like going to the baseball. The organ.
Get your hot dogs.
Okay, pet peeves. Who's going first?
Do you want us to
go on?
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, pet peeve. I feel like
it's like therapy.
You know it's going to be meaningful. Yeah. When you start with, I feel like it's deep.
And we're sitting here with like glasses, like writing it down.
I don't know whether we're.
She said that she's like, I feel like, but her eyes went up, like way up first.
I was thinking. No, I'm like, Kyle will go looking for something, but he won't actually like go looking for it. He'll just be like, screech at me from the other end of the house, like, where's this? And like suddenly I have to stop what I'm doing and like go find the thing just for my own like peace of mind.
Yep.
I think I'm in that same.
Look, he's like, open the fridge. Where's the mayo? Where's the mayo?
It's always
like,
the mayo.
Fucking right in front of me. If I find that mayo when I get up.
No, I think it's just a way for us blokes to get more time with you ladies.
You know, everybody that's listening to this is going to be like, the mayonnaise just
Mayonnaise disappeared. I mean, to be fair, we have a lot of condiments.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
So what's a goal you could set, Billy, for Kyle to sort of eliminate that to a degree?
Look, maybe, setting a stopwatch for at least 30 seconds to a minute of looking, like actually looking before he's allowed to yell.
I love that.
But then he's going to come running down the hall saying, "Look, I did it. It's a minute. Now, where is this?"
I don't know. Maybe we can workshop it after.
I'm willing to give that timer thing a go. Yeah. I think that sounds pretty solid.
All right. That's your weekly goal. All right, Carl, your turn. What's your pet peeve?
Well, I brought it so whoever's watching can look, and also I'll say it as I show it. Because I actually was like, I had a different one, and then I was eating just before this.
Billie-Jo's like, what are we?
And I'm like, I can't believe she's done it. I'm using that as my pet peeve. That's it. So
what is it?
This is it here. Goodness. It's like a bag of chips, right? But most people that eat a bag of chips, they will eat either all of it, or maybe they'll leave like a third of the bag or something. So I'm going to just like show you how much gets left in the bag of chips. So, sorry for the crinkling. So I'm going to just pour everything that's left into my hand right now. And it'll all fit in a little bit of my hand. So
this is hilarious. Oh, it's a handful of crumbs for those of you who are listening.
And that's it. So that's my pet peeve.
Oh, fuck.
She doesn't waste.
That is a world first. I've never seen that done before.
It happens a lot in this house. Never have I before met anyone that can just like their appetite, it just shuts off when it shuts off. It is just not another little piece of food can go in there. When Porter's full, she is full, and that is it. So that's my pet peeve.
I love it. Is there a goal? Do you have a goal for her?
Yeah, give the last bite to me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
a great. What if you're not around?
Put it off the side. Leave it there. Maybe put a note on it for me.
So off to the side.
It's
like with a note on it, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how to solve. Look, I really actually don't care, because then I get like, I'll go in there at some point and it's like a little chip smorgasbord. So I'll get like a little handful of salt and vinegar, get a little handful of cheese, a little handful of like barbecue,
Well, it's better than what I get, which is you open the Tim Tam packet. You're like, yes, empty. Completely empty. Like who the fuck does that?
What?
This guy.
You don't know whether she wants to recycle it or not. I don't know what she wants to do with it.
Oh gosh, I think it's a lesson for me not to eat any Tim Tams.
Yeah, I've got no response to that.
Don't just let it. Just ask her a question.
I think
don't say a word.
I think that comes from Mum and Dad. I used to have to steal them, so you'd always open like one side of the packet and like take a few and then put it back in and turn it around. So hopefully they never knew you did it, and you'd always get caught out. And now I'm just getting caught out all the time.
Sneaky.
So that's Mum and Dad's fault. No responsibility. No, I'll stop doing that.
All right. Well, let's leave it there before we kill each other.
But where
Yeah, let us know where you say it.
No, we finish
Is
each
there an
other's.
echo sentences?
Yeah, they're
Where can
perfect.
we find you on
You
social
say it.
media? Is that it?
Yeah, thank you,
Thanks, Carl.
thank you.
So me, Billie-Jo Porter Music is my handle on Facebook and Instagram, and I've got a website, billyjoporter.com. If that was the question, otherwise
Nice.
And then you, and
No, that's
Spotify as well. Or Spotify's probably on your website.
yeah,
Yeah,
Spotify. All my music's on all the streaming platforms, and the website will lead you to everything, including my mailing list if you want to get on there. And also, we do a live stream on Thursday nights around 7-ish.
Can get pretty loose.
Well,
cool. Is that on your
That's on
website or is that
Facebook,
on
yeah.
Facebook? Oh, cool.
I'm so keen to see it, and I would love to request a piano solo from Kyle.
Oh,
You got it.
he does the whole.
Yeah, this
Do
is
my
sick.
best.
I love it.
Smooth move. Do
And Kyle,
you want people to find you, Kyle?
Unless you
Yeah,
want toilet,
100%.
Don't really have anything else. I am on TikTok. What am I? Fart bomb? Something like that.
Yes.
So it's
I
a
love
picture
it.
of my dog and sort of septic lid thing, and there's a few funny trade things and a couple moments that quite a few million people like. So go check.
I like that. I'm very intrigued now.
Fart bomb.
A couple good ones on there.
Love it.
For everyone listening and for those who are watching, all those links will be in the bio, so it's not hard to find. Just click them and get around it. But definitely get around Billie-Jo's new album, and obviously where we can see you guys live next, you'll be able to find if you subscribe to Billie-Jo's email list. You'll get all the information, and let's just start heckling Kyle for more piano solos. I want it.
Me too. I'm always like in the instrument. I'm like, and take it away, Kyle.
Yeah.
I can only do
Chopsticks.
chopsticks. Yeah. Just... Well, thank you guys so much for coming on, and congratulations to all your success. And Kyle, I'm really inspired by you, mate, for getting that done in 2 years. It's made me
Bravo.
want to actually do it now. In a space of 45 minutes, you've convinced me. Not the piano, the guitar.
No, I play guitar and I've got. Oh, you can play the lead guitar.
Yes.
No, don't put
You
that
can
much
do the
pressure
guitar
on me.
solo.
What can I do there? Nothing. I don't know any. I can't say chopsticks or anything. Maybe chopsticks as well on guitar. Can you do that?
Or you can get a bass.
Bass, piano,
I'll figure it out.
mandolin.
Mandolin's a good one.
Yeah,
I think
something.
you should do mandolin.
I feel a family band coming
Mandolin.
on, a second family band.
Another one.
Shepherd
Oh my
Juniors.
goodness.
Fair dinkum. Bloody hell.
Uh,
Righto, guys.
all
Thank
right,
you so
guys.
much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we look forward to catching up with you guys
Thanks for your
soon.
time. It's been really fun.